What's up, guys? B Rob here, and today I'm talking about 3 tips for a better lifestyle. This is part 3. I'll be right back. All right, guys, welcome back. I'm so excited to be with you. So, today, just like I said, I'm talking about 3 tips. I'm going to give you 3 tips for a better lifestyle. And of course, this is part 3. If you haven't seen the first 2 parts, I want to please ask you to go back and look at those 2 parts because each part I give 3 tips per section. And so there's a lot of useful information there. And of course, all this information is information that I actually do. So I practice what I preach here. So I incorporate this into my life. Also, I incorporate this or I talk with my clients about this to ask them, to encourage them to implement these tips into their lives also. All right. But this is a part of a blog series at leanwellonline.com. So please go to leanwellonline.com. And if when you read the blog, please go ahead and click the little button, the little heart button that lets me know that you were there, that you read it, that you liked it. Also, if you're watching this video from the blog, thank you very much. If you can go over to my YouTube channel, this is B Rob. And please like, share, subscribe. I really appreciate that too. If you're watching this from my YouTube channel and you are a subscriber, I really appreciate you. Thank you for checking this out. But today, I'm just going to go ahead and jump right into these 3 tips for a better lifestyle, part 3. So the first tip that I have for you is focus on avoiding negativity. All right. So I know you hear this a lot. I'm pretty sure you hear this a lot. And it's so much easier to say than to do, right? Because if you really just look hard enough, there's negativity all around us, right? So, but what I'm asking for you to do is just focus on avoiding it. So that means that you do have to do a little self-assessment and ask yourself if you're putting yourself around things that are negative, because we want to not have those things because they do influence you and they do cast this sort of gray cloud over you, right? And you may not even realize that you're headed down there. So many people that I've talked to, that I'm around, and as a life coach, it's one of those things I can kind of step back and say, this person is just they're in just a slump, right? So that everything's all negative to them, and they really can't help it because they didn't mean to put themselves there, but they're there. And so try to have compassion for people who are in that. And I have been in that myself, right? So you want to avoid those things. And what that means is you may actually have to change some habits, especially early morning habits, because first thing in the morning or as soon as you wake up, that's one of the most important times for you to start your day in a positive way. And that way, as you go throughout your day and you experience more of these negative things, you have already a positive buildup from first thing in the morning. All right. So focus on avoiding negativity. Now, negativity can be people, things, your environment. I mean, it's a lot, your thoughts, your own thoughts, right? So there's a lot of things that can just put off this negative energy, and we have to realize it, but then try to avoid it. There are some things you can avoid. You can't avoid sickness and death, right? And some conflicts you cannot avoid. You have to deal with, right? And I totally understand that. I'm talking and speaking more towards those things that you can avoid. You may be pulled in, but if you really take a good look, step back, is it pride that's keeping you there or something else? And what does it gain you? What do you gain from it in the long run, right? So we got to focus on avoiding these things because they're going to limit you into reaching your full potential, all right? So the second thing is focus on keeping a positive attitude. So if you had an attitude coin, if it was a coin, right, it would make sense that one side would say, focus on avoiding negativity, and the other side would say focus on being positive, right? So having a positive attitude, again, this is one of those things that everybody says you got to just have a positive attitude, but what does that mean? And I can't really tell you exactly what that means for you right now because each person is unique. What you would do right now is one of the things you could do is really, just like with negative energy and negative thoughts, you have to do an assessment and say, you know what? These things really get me excited and they really make me keep me positive, and make sure those things are actually positive things. And then as you do an assessment and say these things really motivate me, they're good for me, then you figure out ways to keep those things around you. All right. That brings me to my third. So my third tip is keep motivators around you. Right. So motivators can be people, it can be things, it can be places, it can be memories. Actually, one of my motivators is actually my bad experiences. Because I did not want to go through a certain experience again, I am motivated to do anything that it takes to not, anything good, right? That it takes to not go back to experience that. So I actually have learned from that. One of the other tips that I do is I do try to make sure I have the people around me that I can reach out and talk to or text or whatever that will lift my spirits, right? So those are motivating people. I also have just things that motivate me. I actually put them on a vision board. So I have a couple of vision boards that motivate me in two different areas in my lifestyle and my business. And so every time I come into my office, I take a look at those and they get me motivated to go do those things that are not so glamorous. All right. So those are just a few tips. And again, everyone's unique, but if you need help with any of these things, please reach out to me and we can work out something for some coaching sessions. And I really would love to see you win and get results. Okay. So those are the three tips that I have for you for 3 tips for a better lifestyle. And again, these are all focused on getting rid of negativity and keeping positive things around you, motivators and things like that. I have a feeling that I'm going to probably be doing 3 more tips on these too, because there's so many just different things that go into being positive and having a positive mindset. All right. And being motivated, but I can help you get there if you need to. All right. So thank you for tuning in. And again, if you're watching this or you're looking at this from leannewellonline.com, please go ahead and read the blog. Please click that little heart button right there, right? That lets us know that you've seen it, you like it. And if you're watching this, and please go check out This Is B Rob, the YouTube channel. And when you do that, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate every single one of you. I'll see you next time. This is B Rob.